This is Bishop Dr. Truman Berst. Master Herbalist, coming to you from Good Shepherd Ministries. Welcome to Discoveries in Health, another edition of Discoveries in Health, where we are talking about natural remedies. We're not prescribing, we're not diagnosing, and what we're doing is making suggestions based on what we read and what we understand and what our, and that's natural remedies. That's where it all started. That's where it needs to. We need natural remedies. Natural remedies are food. That's what natural remedies are. So food is what I'm talking about, and I'm not talking about drugs. And that's where very often the confusion is people are understanding that there are food. They're not. They're understanding there's food and they're understanding there's drugs. What they're not understanding is there are food that are not drugs, that are medicines. They are medicines. They've been medicines since the beginning of time. Drugs are substances that are chemicals. They're adulterations. They're GMO, genetically modified organism type scenario. So that, but all the money's behind that. So the population, everyone, is raised to run to the doctor and get those drugs. That's what you're supposed to do. And it becomes a business that the government gets into, and that's where it all went haywire. Big Pharma becomes so powerful that it's got its own agency in the government. That's wrong. And worse, they're hostile to natural remedies. They don't like them. They don't want them around. They've, over the years, the politicians have sold off any interest in humanity for profit, and that's what they're looking at, is profit. Make people sick, keep people sick, and if that's not fast enough, let's give them chemtrails. Let's give them poison air, poison water, poison food, and a failed poison drug medical system. Sounds like a bad scenario, and that's what we're living in. And a lot of people don't really understand it, and they've been told to go to the doctor, so they go to the doctor, and they have one problem after another because those drugs don't work. They're Band-Aids, and then there's a chemical reaction from the chemicals because the body doesn't recognize and doesn't run on chemicals. It runs on food. It runs on food medicines. It does not run on chemical medicines. Sooner or later, it's rejected in one form or another. But that's according to the profit scheme of the government and the pharmaceutical industry. It's working for them. It's working for them. They get billions and billions from the pharmaceutical industry to keep depopulating the people, keeping them sick, making them sicker, and then getting rid of them. It's a system. that shouldn't exist, but it does. And there is evil in high places. And so that's why I'm here. That's why we're doing this broadcast. We're showing a light on natural remedies, on the fact that they are the oldest medicine on the planet. They are the safest medicines used properly. I mean, you can drink too much water, and so too much is too much. But natural remedies used properly with prudence and thanksgiving, now you have a good recipe for health. So that's why 56 years ago, went on a journey to create a system, a complete system that you could get involved with, where you had all these reports that had all this information, and all these reports with all this information. Then if you saw something, oh, I like that supplement, or I'm interested in that supplement, you could actually click on it, and it would take you over to the manufacturer. The manufacturer is three ladies, and those three ladies, two of them, well, my eldest granddaughter and my another granddaughter, one kind of went in the middle, and because there was four girls, my daughter blessed me with 4 boys and 4 girls, eight children, who blessed me with 13 great grandchildren so far. So let's take a reality check. Foods have been distorted and villainized while we have been depopulated with pharmaceutical drugs. And they're in cohorts with the government. And people that are blowing the whistle on this don't exist very much longer. And I have so far been able to stay alive. But it's a day-to-day basis. But that's what it takes to get the truth out and to stay with it for 56 years, because I have, and created this system where you can go over on a website called herbalhealthreview.com. And when you're on herbalhealthreview.com, then you can click on common conditions. And when you're on common conditions on the herbalhealthreview.com website, and you've clicked on common conditions, then you're looking at this big egg. And underneath this big egg is all these reports. I mean, the guy must have spent 56 years putting those reports together and refining them and so forth, because it looks like it, because there's so many of them, and the reports are so in depth. For instance, the Make Lifestyle Changes diet, which is it's the first report on herbalhealthreview.com under common conditions, and it's Make Lifestyle Changes. That will give you the yellow brick road to what to do first thing in the morning, second thing in the morning, and the first thing for lunch, and the next thing for dinner. And it'll lay it all out in such a way that it is delicious. There are a lot of meal plans and recipes, and it's all there on Make Lifestyle Changes. And when you see a supplement, you can click on it, and when you click on it, it takes you right to the product where you can see the directions, the dosage, because you're over on Health and Herbs website, and Health and Herbs website, I can do that. There you go. That's herbalhealthreview.com. And once you get there, you click on Our Store. And now you got 2 different websites. You got one herbalhealthreview.com that has all these common conditions and all these reports and all this information. So if you were interested in making lifestyle changes, that you would go over there on that Make Lifestyle Changes report. But let's pick something different for a change. I've talked about that one. Let's pick a different report. But let's say that you're definitely going to need to go back to Make Lifestyle Changes report, because that's step 1 and step 2 and step 3. But how about step 4? What if there's a problem we haven't talked about here lately, and that's acidosis? A lot of people have indigestion. Let's talk about it, okay? And acidosis. Well, acidosis. Yeah, people, acid indigestion, and it's a problem. People that don't have a healthy digestive tract. Things aren't working right, and then they get this acidosis thing. Well, acidosis occurs when the body is overall acidic and has lost its alkaline reserves. So that's what's happened. The dietary measures are critical because acidosis often occurs as a result of improper diet and high animal protein, processed junk foods, and cooked foods all become acid in the body. And other causes of acidosis include disorders of kidney, liver, adrenals, malnutrition, obesity, ketosis, anger, stress, fear, anorexia, toxemia, fever, excess niacin, and aspirin can all cause acidosis. You can bring it on. Some symptoms of acidosis include insomnia, water retention, migraine headaches, constipation with diarrhea. First you're constipated, you can't go, then you've got diarrhea and you can't quit. You're just flushing out. And diarrhea and burning, like a burning sensation of the tongue and the mouth, and halitosis, bad breath. To balance the blood pH, eat 50% raw fruits and vegetables, with the exception of plums, prunes, cranberries, which don't oxidize and remain as acid in the body. Drink potato broth daily and avoid the triggering foods mentioned earlier. Carrot juice is also beneficial to reestablish balance, and a high intake of vitamin C may also be a contributing factor to acidosis. So check your dosage of vitamin C. A high dosage would be 3,000 milligrams 3 times a day. But if you're very sensitive, it could be less. You need 1,000 milligrams every 4 hours, 3 times a day, because it leaves your body in 4 hours. You got to replenish it. Vitamin C goes in, stays 4 hours, is used up, it's gone. So 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C 3 times a day is a maintenance dose. A therapeutic dose is 2,000 milligrams 3 times a day. A very therapeutic dose when there is infections and diseases and so forth, and you're fighting and really going for a lot of support, then 3,000 milligrams 3 times a day. And as long as it agrees with you and it doesn't cause acidosis, everything's good. Otherwise, discontinue or back down to a modest dose. Now, and there's buffered forms of vitamin C. You could take and still take larger doses as long as they are esterified, buffered vitamin C. You could get away with taking large doses if there was an illness and you needed to, without causing acidosis. A little bit of water here. So we're just about through explaining our topic. And now that we have explained a little bit about it, one of the things that we can use, you could take a non-acid form, a buffered form, if you were wanted to, and a vitamin C, and you can use ginger. Ginger compresses to the kidneys area, and deep breathing could also be included in a treatment program. And then there's acid and alkaline forming foods, and you want to go with a 65% alkaline diet, 35% acidic foods, and there's an acid alkaline food chart. And then you would balance your intake of the correct acid and the correct alkaline foods. And you would find these foods and the recipes and the meal plans listed in Make Lifestyle Changes. It's all there, because that's all part of the Make Lifestyle Changes diet, is creating the perfect environment for digestion, for absorption, for energy. And it works. It's well balanced. It's time proven. Now, anything in this report, we're talking about the acidosis report right now, because we went to herbalhealthreview.com and we clicked on common conditions, and we went to one of the first reports alphabetically under A, acidosis. And we're looking at that report, and we're explaining acidosis because we haven't before. But now we're making a screen capture video, and now we'll have a screen capture video of this, and that will be when we go over to herbalhealthreview.com. And okay, we're going to be there in a minute. When we go to herbalhealthreview.com and we go to Discoveries in Health tab, instead of Common Conditions, where all the reports are, we go over to Discoveries in Health. That's a discussion. That's what we're doing right now, and it's the ways to join this broadcast. So here we are on the Discoveries in Health tab, and it's giving us all the ways to join the broadcast. And 1, 2, 3, and it's still not there. It's just, sometimes these computers are slow. It's kind of fun to play with them. And any minute, we're going to get that Herbal Health Review. There it is. There it is. Now, Herbal Health Review came up, and now I'm looking at the Discoveries in Health tab. There it is. And it's giving me the telephone number to join this broadcast. It's giving me the international telephone number to join this broadcast. It's giving us a link to www.uberconference.com/Truman8, and that's a link. You can click on it, and you can click on it from your computer. You can click on the computer with a smartphone or a tablet, and you can join the conference. So that's all the ways you can join it. There's one more right there. There's join the Hangout. You can join me in Google Hangout. I'm in there as well. And then below that is 152 videos. 152 videos, and with all screen capture. And we're talking about different subjects like acidosis, or make lifestyle changes, or diabetes, or kidney disorder, or heart disease, or cancer. We talk about everything. We don't prescribe. We don't diagnose. We may make suggestions based on what we're reading here, but we're not prescribing or diagnosing. I'm not an MD. I've got 2 PhDs. Also, I'm a graduate master herbalist and chartered herbalist and master of herbology, and an ordained minister and a certified bishop, because I love the Lord too. Now, and this is a wonderful, thing to be able to do, pray all the time and help people with natural remedies. That's a labor of love for the Lord. So that is Discoveries in Health. Oh, below that, 152 videos with screen capture. Below that is probably close to 300 YouTube videos. About 300 YouTube videos. So that's, and with helping people with natural remedies. So it's a labor of love that's gone on a long time, and there's a lot of videos. So now we're getting back out of this and going back over to acidosis, and let's talk about. We talked about what it is, and we talked about a program where the foods are classified in acid and alkaline form in relation to the metabolic process as acid, alkaline. Alkalis are soluble salts, and acids are corrosive agents, which have trouble combining with other things. A balanced diet contains 35% acid and 65% alkaline. So that's where we're going with this. And now we've described what we're doing and how we're doing it. We're talking about high alkaline foods. Well, which foods are those? Almonds are highly alkaline. Asparagus, avocado, yellow banana, fresh beans, beets, blackberries, carrots, chives, cranberries, endive, sour grapes, kale, dried peaches, persimmons, pomegranates, plums, raspberries, and spinach. Those are highly alkaline foods. And the natural oils, cold processed, expeller pressed almond oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, canola oil, cottonseed oil, linseed oil, olive oil, safflower oil, sesame, sunflower, and walnut are the most natural oils. Now, we're talking about organic. We're talking about cold pressed, organic, expeller pressed. These are the type of oils. And we don't heat them. We eat them, we don't heat them. And the next thing that is, we talked about highly alkaline. Okay, now let's just talk about alkaline. Alkaline foods are agar, alfalfa, apple and fresh apple cider, fresh apricot, globe artichokes, bamboo shoots, snap beans, and sprouted beans, and berries and blueberries and broccoli, and Brussels sprouts, Brussels sprouts and cabbage. The cantaloupe is very alkaline, and cauliflower, celery, cherries, chestnuts, chicory, coconut milk, collards, corn, fresh and sweet, cucumbers, daikon, eggplant, escarole, garlic, ginger root, gooseberry, grapefruit, guava, horseradish, fresh and raw, kelp, calabri, leek, lemon and lemon peel, and lettuce, lime, loganberry, mango, melons, raw milk, acidophilus, yogurt, but I'm not into yogurt. Let's get the acidophilus without the yogurt, okay? It's alkaline, but it's indigestible for most people, and it clogs up and causes more mucus, and who knows what they did to that cow or what they did to that cow milk. It pasteurized, they killed it. Anyway, acidophilus, I'd like to get my acidophilus right from acidophilus powder, and I get it from Health and Herbs in Albany, Oregon. They're the only manufacturer of all of the products that I'm talking about. You can get knockoffs, you can get inferior products, you can get products, but you can't get the original and the real products except from Health and Herbs in Albany, Oregon. And their telephone number is 541-791-8400. That's 541-791-8400. Call them up. It's the three ladies that run that, Brittany, Alyssa, and Lindsay. And they do everything. And they help people. And they give free consultations. And you call them up and you tell them you listen to this broadcast, and they'll give you a discount. And they've always got something on special, and they got thousands of items. And they'll give you a discount. 541-791-8400. That's 541-791-8400. And that's Health and Herbs in Albany, Oregon. And their website is betterhealthherbs.com. betterhealthherbs.com. And when you're on betterhealthherbs.com, you can see their address, their telephone number. It's all there on that page, all the ways to reach them. And you can search through all these products and every one of the products that we're talking about. When we're talking about it here on this broadcast, and we're looking at it on that Herbal Health Review under Common Conditions, and it's talking about a supplement, and you click on it, that takes you over to betterhealthherbs.com. They are so helpful and very knowledgeable, and they give free consultations. Call them, 541-791-8400. Go to their website, Herbal Health Review. Nope, that's me. Try again. How about betterhealthherbs.com? That's right, betterhealthherbs.com. I keep a lot of websites, a lot of telephone numbers in my head. Sometimes they don't come out in order. So we're talking about alkaline. We talked about alkaline foods, which included acidophilus. Also, it includes whey. Whey is alkaline. And then let's find out what the highly acidic foods are. Highly acidic, alcohol, artichoke root, barley, bread, buckwheat, caffeine, coffee, Corn, dry and corn products. If it's got corn anything, it's acidic. And custards are acidic. Drugs are acidic. And flour, all flour is acidic. And they made bread out of it. And now you got acidic bread. Ginger, if it's preserved, is acidic. It's not acidic if it's fresh. Honey is acidic. Lentils, dried lentils, are acidic. Mate and millet and oatmeal and peanuts and rice are all acidic. And rye is acidic. Rye grain. And sorghum is acidic. And generally grain is acidic. And spaghetti is acidic. And other pasta. And sugar cane is acidic. Raw beets are acidic. Tobacco. Walnuts, English walnuts, are acidic. And wheat grain is acidic. And and that's highly acid. Now, just acid would be dried beans, cashews, coconut, dried coconut, cranberry juice, and concentrate. Egg yolk is acidic. Filberts, also called hazelnuts, are acidic. Fruit jellies and jams and canned and sulfured and sugared and dried. And grapes and sweet pasteurized milk products are acidic. And dry peas and pecans and damson plums and water chestnuts are all acidic. And the fats that are acidic, butter is acidic. Cream is acidic. Margarine and lard are acidic. Alkaline, acid alkaline, pH, are two characteristics of blood and cell solution. Any solution is either more acid or more alkaline. If acidic characteristics dominate, the solution is acidic. However, there is no absolute acid or alkaline. An acid solution always contains some alkaline factors, and an alkaline solution always contains some acid factors. Neutrality is neutrally. It's an ideal condition in which the amount of acid and alkalinity is equal. It is an equal state and not realistic. In reality, what we eat or drink is always more acid or more alkaline. Acidosis is not in itself a specific disease. It's a general condition of the blood, and thus the root of many different diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis, cancer, tumors, and many, many more. Many people today have the blood condition, have this blood condition and of acidosis without knowing it. Alkalosis is not as common as acidosis, but also indicates an unbalanced condition of the blood. All natural foods contain both acid and alkaline forming elements, in some acid-forming elements dominates, and in other alkaline-forming elements dominates. According to modern biochemistry, it's not the organic matter of foods which leave acid or alkaline residues in the body. The inorganic matter, inorganic sulfur, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, magnesium, and calcium determines the acidity or alkalinity. I said inorganic. And so it determines the acidity of the alkalinity of the body and the fluids, or of the body fluids. And food comparatively rich in acid-forming elements are acid-forming foods. Those comparatively rich in alkaline-forming elements are alkaline-forming foods. And that's the way they look at it. Okay? Acid condition inhibits nerve action. Alkalinity stimulates nerve action. One who has a balanced condition can think and act and decide well. A balanced food plan is a great help in maintaining the pH balance of the blood. However, it does not reveal results in a day or two. It takes longer. It takes a longer time to show the effect. Cold showers make the blood alkaline, while hot showers make the blood acid. If the blood develops more acid, more acidic condition, then our body inevitably deposits those excess acidic substances in some area of the body, such so that the blood will be able to maintain an alkaline condition. As this tendency continues, such areas increase in acidity and some cells die. Then these dead cells and themselves turn into acids. However, some other cells may adapt in the environment. In other words, instead of dying as normal cells do in an acid environment, some cells survive by becoming abnormal cells. These abnormal cells are called malignant cells. Malignant cells do not correspond with brain function, nor with our own DNA memory code. Therefore, malignant cells grow indefinitely without order. They just keep growing. That's it. Nobody's in charge. This is cancer. And cancer develops in the following stages. Ingestion of many acid-forming fatty foods, such as it's popular here in Jamaica to eat the fat on the chicken and burn it and cook all the flavor into it and eat that. That is an acidic and will cause constipation. It will cause other diseases, nerve disorders, and you see that rampant. I see it all over the place. As I talk with the people that come to me here in Jamaica. So ingestion of many acid-forming foods, fatty foods, refined foods, carcinogenic substances such as nitrates, and chemically treated foods in general, and X-ray scans contribute even at that stage. X-ray scans. And increased constipation then causes it to get worse. So, what's the first step? Because that's what's going on. That's why we have all these cancer, arthritis, all these things, because people do not eat perfectly, and inherently they crave the kinds of foods that are causing them to be too acid and causing acidosis and throwing the acid alkaline out of balance. I'm going to get a drink of water at this point, and then we're going to talk about the remedy. We're going to talk about the remedy. And we're back. And we're back, folks, and I've had a drink of water, and I needed that. But, so what's the answer? We gave you all the problems. We gave you a lot of solutions in balancing out the acid-alkaline environment. But it's time to clean house. We've got too much acidosis going on, usually, in most everybody. And so, cleanse and detoxify. And I'm going to open this in a different window, and I'm going to open it in a new tab, and we're going to take a look at cleansing and detoxifying when there's acidosis. So I've gone over now. I've clicked on that. It said when I was in there, it said cleansing program with bentonite clay. And so I clicked on it, but there's a problem with that page. So I'm going to, there it goes. I'm going to go to CAC, colon and liver cleanser. I typed that into the search engine, and we'll look at a colon and cleansing detoxification products. And there's quite a few. CAC. Now, what's going on? Oh, there it is. Here is a cleansing program, dry. That will train the bowel to go back to work. Because in this cleansing program, dry, with bentonite clay, it's an herbal tea. And you brew up this tea, and you brew up this tea, and it tells you how to do it. The directions are you take and you boil 2 quarts of water, and you take this herbal tea, and this will retrain the bowel to go back to work. This will get rid of cancer. It will get rid of, did I say cancer? Well, it could. It's going to participate in it, and it has been reports that people have said that it did. Am I saying that it does? I can't say that, but people tell me it does. It does. That's what they say. Get rid of cancer. However, I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that it was made initially as a cancer formulation and became a liver cleansing program. So these are the herbs: Coscara sagrada bark, buckthorn bark, dandelion root, which is in itself is an anti-cancer herb, and licorice root, and burdock root, and red clover blossoms, which clean the blood and help to relax the muscles. And burdock root should be used whenever there is diabetes or whenever there is blood cleansing. That's in here. And pau de arco bark, well, it comes from South America, and the South Americans, they use it for cancers and tumors and blood problems. But we can't say that here. But that's what they do. That's what they do there. So what we say here is that it's a bitter bark of a tree, and it's used for skin disorders. We can't tell you it's good for cancer. I'm not supposed to say that, so we don't. then astragalus root. Oh, that is an herb that boosts the immune system. And then we put some stevia leaf in there because that pau d'arco bark is a little bit bitter. Stevia is 300 times sweeter than sugar, and it's a leaf or a bush or tree, and any part can be used, and it's sweet. And it's an herb, and it's very safe for diabetics. So if you want a safe sweetener, stevia. Another one would be xylitol. Xylitol is made from corn cobs. It looks like a pound of sugar, and you can put it in anything, and it works like sugar. It doesn't burn off. It's like stevia. It doesn't burn out of it. You still got the sweetness if you baked in it or something, which I wouldn't do because I don't bake. I just, I eat things, pretty much without baking. Although we're talking about CACT, and all the things that's in it, and we talked about astragalus root, because the astragalus root is an immune system builder. All of that is in this herbal tea, and you're making it you gently boil 2 quarts of water, and you put 1 cup of the tea in there, and you're boiling it for 40 minutes. That's simmer. I mean, it's not a roaring boil. It's a simmer boil. And so you're simmering this, and you strain it. After 40 minutes, you strain that 2 quarts of tea. You put 1 cup of tea in there, and 2 quarts of water. 40 minutes later, you strain it, and you set the liquid aside. Okay, you strained it out. You got the strained tea. You got the liquid. You set it aside. You return the strained tea back to the pan, add 1 quart of water, and you bring that to a simmer again. Once it's simmering, then 20 minutes goes by, turn it off, strain it through the strainer into that same liquid that you set aside. It's going in that same pot. Okay, now you're straining that in there. Now you got one more time. You're going back, the tea is going back into the pan. This is called exhausting the mark. That's the vernacular that an herbalist would say. I'm going to exhaust the mark. I'm going to get everything out of it. And that's how you do it. So now the last time you are simmering it, you bring it to a gentle boil, you strain it, and this time you discard it. Goes into the compost. And you add all the liquids together, all in the same pot, and you store it in the refrigerator for up to 2 weeks. And you are taking the CACT, that is a blood cleansing formulation that is working on the liver specifically to get rid of any obstructions in the bowel. And you got to go gentle if there are any obstructions, because then you got pain. If you've got pain when you're trying to clean out, then there's an obstruction. We need to know what it is and deal with it. You can't force your way through. Sometimes you can insist and gently work your way through, but you cannot force your way through. So we find out if there's an obstruction, because it should clean you out. And whether it takes 1 cup or 2 cups or 3 cups. After you've taken 1 or 2 or 3 cups, let's say you took 3 cups for you to really clean out and get rid of constipation. What does getting rid of it mean? Every bowel movement is so soft, it breaks up in a cloud when you flush the toilet. That is now the sewer system of the body is working. It's soft. There's enough. You have to drink half your body weight in water in ounces every day. If you don't drink that much water, How can you don't have the river of life going. You got the river of death going because there's not enough water in it. You got to have half your body weight in ounces of water. In other words, if you weigh 200 pounds, you want 100 ounces of water every day so that you can keep the bowel movement soft and flush it out and keep the kidneys going. They've got to get the toxins out the urinary tract. Help them out. They're suffering. When you've got the healthy liver and you got healthy kidneys, now you can walk right on in after doing that. And you can work on diabetes, and it's gone in 3 to 6 weeks. You can address cancer, and you've got the channels of elimination going. You got the liver going. You got the kidneys going. You got the digestive tract going. You've got acidophilus going. You're setting the stage. You're on that Make Lifestyle Changes diet now, and you're taking this colon and liver cleansing tea, and you're cleaning out